Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, says it owes Nigerians a divine responsibility to always be visible and vocal in keeping the government of the day on its toes regarding the equitable dispensation of the dividends of democracy. However, there seems to be a census that has emerged that the party has thus far performed way below public expectation in this role. So joining us now to either confirm or refute this consensus is Kola Ologbondiyan, National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. We'll try to get his reaction to other issues on the front burner, including the 774,000 job scheme of the federal government, People's Democratic Party's membership drive, debate on zoning of political offices, a call by Muslim Right Concern for Nigeria to impose a travel ban on President Trump at the expiration of his presidency, lessons for the U.S. political crisis for Nigerian politicians, the 2021 budget, and what PDP solutions could be brought to the table if it were to be on the driving seat. So let's just go straight to it. I mean, the main issue on the front burner now, Mr. Kola Ologbondiyan, if you can hear me, Happy New Year to you. I think we're talking for the first time this year, is the 774,000 jobs, all right, and the approach by the federal government in creating this. We saw the photo ops yesterday with the minister launching the project in Uwe, his own, local government. And the PDP has gone to town against this. So I want to ask you, what would you have done better as regards that 774,000 job scheme? I want different new approach and ideas to that.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year, Rufai, Dr. Abati, Adiswa, and Happy New Year, Nigerians. Well, for us in the People's Democratic Party, our position on the issue of 774,000 jobs is that the government is not acting organically. The government of President Muhammadu Buhari is just tapping for solutions here and there. It is not coordinated. It is not organized. You remember when they have promised this job, this was supposed to be an aftermath of the first wave of COVID-19. Now, we are in the second wave already. The government is not even sure of what approaches to deploy as a face-off to the second wave of COVID. Is talking about the 774,000 jobs in a situation where it is not even sure whether it's going to engage in a lockdown or not. So for us in the People's Democratic Party, we believe that all the APC has done and President Muhammadu Buhari has done in the last 6 years is making promises. What has happened to Empower? People who were enrolled in Empower has not been paid for 5 months.
Hold your thoughts.
Now we are dragging the youths.
If you just hold your thoughts, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back to you. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Still with us is Kola Ologbondiyan, National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Well, Kola, if you may just continue from where you stopped, although I have a question for you, which would be like a response to some of the things you are saying. But please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati. So, for us in the People's Democratic Party, we see the APC and President Muhammadu Buhari as people who are looking for public applause. But for now, what we are seeing in the polity is, we are kickstarting the 774 local governments 1,000 job, and as such, people should be applauding us. The People's Democratic Party is waiting. We have seen a situation where Empower people have not been paid for an upward of 5 months. So we'll wait for the proper implementation. When it begins to pay those that it has employed, then we will know that the government is serious.
Well, we just had Tunde Imoleyin on the program, and he says that the government is certainly serious and that the program will yield benefits even beyond the 3 months that had been earmarked for it. But there was another issue. In December, you issued a statement mocking the All Progressives Congress when the party said it was going to dissolve its various units and then embark on a technology-driven new membership drive registration. And yesterday, the party decided to set up a committee to commence that project. You had mocked them in December that they were not serious, but yesterday they showed that they are serious. And what's his name, Imoleyin, yes, was saying in the course of our conversation with him that what should we expect from you? That APC has taken your governor, it has taken your senators, their party has also taken many of your members. And this membership drive, well, I guess many of your members will also probably be taken by the APC.
Well, I watched and I listened to Dr. Imoleyin, and all I had for him was just sympathy. When a party chooses to dissolve all its structure from the national to the ward and imposed a caretaker committee chaired by a sitting governor, who by their own law, by their own constitution, cannot hold 2 offices. Do you take such a party serious? You don't. Because certainly the party has by itself put itself into extinction. However, you ask a question in respect of taking our members, a governor, a senator. Well, in as much as we are concerned by the departure of the people you have mentioned, we want to assure you that Nigerians out there, the ordinary Nigerians, are done with the All Progressives Congress. And because All Progressives Congress in itself is confused, it doesn't know what to do next, it's claiming that it's engaging in membership drive. Who today in Nigeria of today, is interested in APC, talk less of joining in or hoping to team up with it? For us, if you recall, APC they have no structure. They don't even have an understanding of party politics, not to talk of governance. That is why the moment they heard that, PDP has already gotten approval of NEC to begin membership drive through online registration, they came out and said, they are going to start online registration. And that's why you can see they keep postponing the day. Don't be surprised. They say they are going to start on January 25. Don't be surprised by January 25. They do another thing like a lecture, like holding a public gathering and claiming that they have started. Don't be surprised. They do not have plans. Just as they have no plans for the Nigerians out there, they have no plans for their own party. So we are not bothered. We are a structured political party. And I can assure you, Dr. Abati, some of the people that you claim have left our party, they are full of regrets today. And don't be surprised too if you find out that they are finding their way back to the People's Democratic Party. And I say so clearly because our party remains the only party in this country who understands the nuances of our nation. Our party is the only political party who is structured and who is blessed with experience of over 20 years of working in tandem with Nigerians. Just wait and watch and see what will happen to APC.
Isn't it interesting that he shared the same sentiments towards your party? He talked about your failure to regain power in 2 election cycles and said there is nothing, to show that you are even ready to regain power again in 2023. And let's talk about some of the feud going on within your party. I mean, in the Southwest, you have a situation between former Governor Ayodele Fayose of Ekiti State and the current Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde. At the national level, you're having the issue of zoning tearing your leadership apart. Allegations have been made against your chairman. In the Southeast, you're losing politicians to the opposition party. So is Tunde Imoleyin and the APC right to say you have no plans, you don't have a united party to even recover power or regain power in 2023?
Well, I just told Tunde Imoleyin before he left the studio that I watched him on another station where he didn't even understand the rules of his party, where he was claiming that the NEC is superior to the National Convention. And I told him I've read the constitution of his party inside out, and I know that he doesn't even understand the rules of his own party. And as such, I cannot give him the honor of engaging with him. But however, let me answer your question. We didn't have 2 election cycles. We had only one election. Which was in 2019, and which you know clearly, and majority of Nigerians also know that President Muhammadu Buhari didn't win that election. He didn't win. Nigerians didn't vote for him. I will say that over and over. However, we have agreed, we are in agreement with the final decision of the Supreme Court, no matter how painful it is. But we hold in the People's Democratic Party that President Muhammadu Buhari did not win that election. But having said that also, it is strange that Imoleyin will say that, oh, we lost election in circles.
Kola, I say you are beginning to sound like President Trump.
No, we had proofs now. We had proofs. They know how they did it. We all know, and Nigerians also know what happened. So let's leave it at that. But having said that, there's no zoning at the national level that is tearing our party apart. There's nothing like that. All these are the shenanigans and the blackmail of the All Progressives Congress.
Okay.
This National Working Committee was elected for a 4-year term, which will lapse in December. There is no issues. There has been no issues so far warranting zoning. We have not done any zoning. There's no way we will do zoning without going into the presidential election matter. So we haven't reached that stage in the People's Democratic Party. We have not reached the level of zoning. And he said we have no plans as a party. How does he know that we have no plans as a party? How will he know? He's not a member of our party. He's just an interloper who is going around and looking for troubles. So for us, Imoleyin cannot speak to us. Somebody who doesn't even understand the situation in his party. How will he even know what's happening in our own party? Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ologbondiyan, real quick, just to prompt you, we might be going for a break, so you might not be able to answer the question fully before we cut it in. But the APC will say, yes, you claim the PDP, you've got 20 years history, you've got experience as regards this, but you can't take Lagos. You were beaten round in Lagos. The last time I raised this issue, the last time we spoke last year, you said I should leave that matter. I'm talking about the territorial election, that you are making your investigations. But the APC beat you. The margin was so wild. Over 80,000 to your meager margin. Have you finished your investigation? What is it we are supposed to know about the Lagos Senatorial by-election that we now know, because it's a fact on ground that you were beaten and you've not been able to challenge this?
Well, the dream of any political party in Nigeria is to have Lagos in its kitty. We have not been able to win Lagos. It's a statement of fact. But it doesn't foreclose the fact that we are going into another election. And in that election, I can assure you that there will be a difference. We are working on the ground in respect of that already.
No, but what happened concerning that last election? You said you were investigating in the by-election, and you will come back and tell us.
What happened concerning that? What happened concerning that election?
Yes.
Thank you. What happened in that election is a lesson for us as a party. We have come to a conclusion on how we lost that election. And we are also working on how the factors that militated against us in that election will not have a bearing in the future election. Let's leave it at that.
And so you don't want to share the trade secret with us, have you? Oh, fair.
Anyway, at this point, Kola Ologbondiyan.
Well, it's a matter of strategy. Rufai, it's a matter of strategy, and I'm sure you will not expect me to bring out the strategy of my own party into the public domain. No, like I said earlier, we have discovered through our own investigation why we lost in that senatorial election in Lagos East, and that we are already using that as the methodology to fight the future election.
Well, Kola Ologbondiyan, I don't know whether you have enough time to talk about this, and it's about zoning within your party. The APC, part of the conversation in that party is about zoning, and we already have some leaders of the party saying that the next presidential position will be zoned to the south. South. Without being specific, you have some people saying it is southeast, you have some people saying it is southwest. But up till this moment, the PDP is yet to offer any clarity as to what the zoning will be at the presidential level for the 2023 election. Are you waiting for the APC to take a decision before you now use that as an advantage, or which will mean that your party is dependent on what happens in the APC. But you answer after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Still with us is Kola Ologbondiyan, National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Kola, before we went on break, I had asked you about this question about zoning. Is the PDP going to take an Igbo candidate, or is going to take its candidate from the Southwest, from where? Or you are just waiting to spy on the APC before you take a decision?
Dr. Ruben Abati, thank you for this very clever question. But I have said it here. I've said it here prior to now that the People's Democratic Party has not reached a decision on zoning. You also ask if the People's Democratic Party is dependent on the All Progressives Congress. The People's Democratic Party is not dependent on the All Progressives Congress. There are conversations in APC over where to choose their next candidate from. Agreed, I'm aware. I also read in the public space. But we must also not lose the understanding for this conversation. It is because those who work to bring President Muhammadu Buhari to power, and having seen the failures that are attached to the governance of President Muhammadu Buhari, and all the failed promises that were made and cannot be actualized, are already afraid that perhaps the same thing will happen to their agreement. I'm sure you're also aware that some eminent members of the APC had come out already to say they had no agreement. So that's conversation for them. For us in the People's Democratic Party, we have our party organs that will take decisions based on the conversations that will arise within our own political party. The only party who understands the nuances and work in tandem with the nuances of our nation. When the time comes, at the fullness of that time, our party will take its decision on zoning. But as we speak, allow the APC to be fighting in the marketplace over whether they had agreement or they don't have agreement. The People's Democratic Party will not allow itself to be dragged into their own infighting.
Well, thank you very much, Kola Ologbondiyan, for joining us this morning on the morning show. Thank you very much indeed.